Hello everybody, how are we all doing? Just going to take my earbuds out immediately because the audio is working. I was just testing that. Hi Mum, first one in. Heart, heart, heart. Thank you for coming. I love that my mum turns up every week. It makes my heart full every single time. Jill's on your holiday in North Wales in your camper van. Amazing. Whereabouts in North Wales are you? I'm going to North Wales in September. Got some friends who live, oh gosh, I can't remember exactly where they live, but it's near Anglesey. So there's Anglesey and then there's the land. A bit of Wales that's actually over the strait from Anglesey, and they live kind of around the area. So I'm really looking forward to going there in September. We're going for a long weekend to see them. So yeah, hope you're having a lovely time. Apparently we're due another heat wave. My Tesco delivery man was telling me this afternoon that apparently we're going to get another heat wave. So hopefully maybe. Hi Kelly. Hello, how are you doing? Barmouth, or Barmouth, a bit further down. Ah, nice. I've not heard of Barmouth before, but hopefully it's lovely. Yeah, Mum's saying Llandudno, or Llandudno. Probably butchered that. Yeah, that Mum and I have been to Llandudno before. When I was 12, 11, 12, something like that. I have very clear memories of riding my bike up and down like the promenade or whatever in Llandudno. Hi Diana, welcome in. Thank you very much for joining. I thought that you were going to come today because you left that lovely comment on my video saying that you'd oh gosh, I can't remember the exact words that you put in your comment now, but you sent a very lovely comment into my latest video, so lovely to see you here again. Just finishing up your supper, but you're here. Absolutely, thank you so much. I'm just going to do my little intro for anybody who's going to be watching. So if you're watching this as a video on demand later, all of my live videos become kind of permanent videos on my channel. So if you're watching this for the first time, if you're coming across this later, then welcome to the live stream series. I live stream every Tuesday evening, UK time, 7 till 9 p.m. And it is just a lovely space for people to come together and talk about a bit of everything, but primarily I talk about books and writing because that's what I do on my main channel. And we have usually three, sometimes two, sometimes 4 20-minute writing sessions within the course of this 2-hour live stream. I call them writing sessions because that's what I do. I am in the middle of writing my first, well, technically my second novel, but the first novel got shelved. So I'm technically in the middle of writing my second novel, and so I take the 20-minute sessions to write my book and to kind of keep forging ahead with that project. But people do all sorts of things during those 20-minute sessions. We have readers, we have writers, we have crafters, we have people who just make their dinner during those periods and then come back for a chat. So if you're watching this on demand later and you want to join a live stream, please do in the future. It'd be lovely to see you. And if not, then please continue to enjoy them on demand. So that's my little intro done. We are moving down the coast, sort of Aberystwyth, on Thursday. Oh, lovely. I really like Wales. I love Wales so much. I've not done that much exploring of Wales, actually. Like I say, I've been to Llandudno. I've been to Anglesey. Tom and I went to Beaumaris. During COVID, does everybody remember that like really weird point in the middle of 2020? It was like July and August when we were very brief, like let out of our homes, and then all of a sudden everything went back into lockdown. Well, during that, it was over the August bank holiday, we went to Beaumaris for 2 nights. That was beautiful. Really, really loved Beaumaris. Thought that was excellent. Nikki, welcome in. Hello, how are you doing? I'm well, thank you. How are you? Yeah, we went to Beaumaris, and then I've also been a little bit further, not Carnarvon, but a little bit further down from Carnarvon to see another friend. And then Tom and I also went to, oh gosh, I can never remember what the place is called. It's where Green Man Festival happens. Can't remember. It's where Green Man Festival happens, and there's a little town, and we went and stayed there, and it was lovely. So I've been to a few places, but I'd love to do more. I really want to go and see, oh gosh, what is that really famous haunted house? It was where The Haunting was filmed. I feel like it begins with an M. Margam Castle. I really want to go to Margam Castle. That's like on one of my list of kind of country houses, spooky buildings that I want to go and see in my lifetime. Margam Castle and Woodchester Mansion are both like super top of my list of places to go. Kelly's doing good. That's good to hear. Planning on doing some tidying, decluttering with company tonight, I think. That's an amazing thing to do. I love decluttering and tidying. I think I'm a little bit of a weird one on my own. I really, really enjoy doing that. So that sounds like a really nice evening. Sounds like a really fun evening. We exchanged contracts on the house today. Very happy. That is amazing news. Oh, lots of people moving around at the moment, which is so exciting. The dress looks so lovely on me, thank you. Do you know what? My sister always says to me that red is my colour. She's like, you need to wear red a lot more because it's clearly your colour. And it's actually really hard to find plus size red clothing, bizarrely. Like really weirdly, it's quite hard to find. So yeah, I do need to get some more red. I have bought some red satin fabric because I was going to make not an A-line skirt, but you know, like one that's like a bit tulipy, as if it's like a fitted pencil skirt, but then it kind of flows out a little bit at the bottom. And I bought some red fabric to make a skirt like that out of. And when I did a test of the design of the pattern on another fabric, I really didn't like the design. It just did not suit my body shape at all. So I'm not really sure what to do with that satin fabric. To be honest, I might try making like a slip dress out of it or something. But yeah, because I'm apple shaped, because I'm basically short and round. Because I'm short and round, kind of midi skirts, pencil skirts, they just don't work on me, unfortunately. Oh, thank you, everybody. You're going to make me blush. Stop it. Hello, Emma. Welcome into the live stream. What's everybody's colour? What are your colours that you wear? What are your colours that you get complimented on? Because I never thought that red would be my colour until it was Melissa, I think, who pointed it out. It was like, red is definitely your colour. But yeah, what's everybody else's? Did you come in, Emma, as I was saying, basically I'm short and round? I have been, do you know what? I have been toying with the idea of starting a new YouTube channel. I don't have any time, so that's the reason why I haven't done it. But like starting a new YouTube channel called Short and Round, where I just talk about making my own clothes and the process of making my own clothes for my body type. And also like having a discussion on fashion, on kind of the positioning of plus size women's fashion in the industry. But I don't have any time to do that, and I'm also a little bit scared about all of the hatred that I'd get, because plus size people get a lot of online hatred at the moment. So 4'11", Emma. I'm 5'2", but I think I look a lot shorter than I am. I don't know why. I wear a lot of blue, but it's my favourite colour. I like blue. I really like blue. I'm lying, I'm 4'10 and a half. Bless you. Yeah, I found out that I was 5'2 and a half recently, and Tom was laughing at me. He was saying, why are you putting the half on there? And I was like, Tom, when you are as short as me, the halves matter. Believe me. And then he got humbled really quickly when, because we were both at a doctor's appointment at the same time. I don't know why. Cannot remember why we were both there at the same time, getting all our measurements done. And they measured his height, and he was half an inch shorter than he thought he was. The doctor was like, do you still think the halves don't matter? It was so funny. You definitely need that half. 100%. 100% you need it. Oh dear. So yeah, what has everybody been up to? We don't have a cat again. Do I have some? I feel like I have a bag of treats though. Or maybe that's downstairs. I swear I did have a... That's my chair, by the way, sorry. My chair's developed another squeak. I actually even tightened up the screws in the arms. You know how I said previously that the screws on the arms would get loose and then they'd cause that horrible noise. I tightened them up this morning, like literally, because I was like, I cannot have my chair creaking on the live stream, and then it goes ahead and does it anyway. yeah, I thought I had some cat treats back here, but obviously not. Oh well, he'll come if he comes. I've got to the point where I'm like, there's literally no point in me trying to chase Stanley onto the live stream. He will come or he will not come. My go-to is black, but when I went back to my natural hair colour, I found myself wearing a lot of dusky pink and wine red. Those are lovely colours. Dusky pink. I like a dusky pink. I don't think it necessarily works too well with me, but I really love it. I think it's a really beautiful colour. I did have like an off-the-shoulder pink top that I really liked, but because it was quite short, I never wore it because I always felt very subconscious of, or very self-conscious, sorry, of I kind of have like a bit of an apron belly, and I was too self-conscious of it. But yeah, I used to wear a lot of black. I used to wear an awful lot of black. I still like black. Still think it's a classic colour, and when I've got a bit of a tan, it really brings out the colour of my tan as well. But yes, I'm going to be doing some writing again today. I did wonder about maybe doing some reading and reading the book that I got, that I was telling you all about last week, the book that I got about women in the land. But actually I figured that I don't necessarily desperately need to read that book right now, because that is going to add the kind of historical context and the historical richness, whereas at the moment I'm just really trying to get like the plot down and just figure out the story as I go. So I think it's probably more important for me to just keep going with the storyline at the moment rather than reading for additional historical context. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I think we'll go into the first session at 7:15 as well, so we'll have 2 or 3 more minutes. Oh, have I frozen? Have I frozen? No. Sorry, I'm just looking down. I've got my third screen to the side where I monitor. So obviously I've got OBS in front of me, but then I monitor the live stream live on YouTube down at the side as well. So that's what I was just looking at. I know we always have a little bit of a delay. Doesn't seem to be too long a delay at the moment. It's only like 2 or 3 seconds, and that's fine. But I looked down and my face was frozen like... so... I was like, why is it frozen? But it appears to be okay. It appears to be okay. I did think as well about putting the angle of the camera back to over there, so you got like a side-on shot of me. And I don't know, I just really like this setup with it being kind of front on, but I know it means that you can't really see me typing. Is that an issue? Do you mind that you can't see me typing? Or do you miss like being able to see me like at work during the 15-minute sessions? I'd love to know if that's all right. I think this setup works. It feels more like a conversation than a vlog. Okay, perfect. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I want it to be. I want it to be a conversation first. So, yeah. Okay, cool. I'm focused on what I'm doing during sprints and not fussed on any angle for that. Perfect. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Everybody likes this angle. Good. Especially now I've got my lovely shelf and my fake plant. You know, I like to make the most of it. Yeah, right. Shall we go? It's only 14 past. I'm rushing myself. It's because I'm excited. I'm actually excited to start writing today. I'd really like to get to a good number. I was halfway through a scene last week, which was my main character is kind of rushing off to do an errand, and it's a bit not risky, but she's gonna have to be riding on a horse for like kind of 4 hours to go and speak to someone, and then ride all the way back, and she's going to do it unchaperoned, which was quite naughty at that time. Not naughty, but like it was risky for a woman to do it, so I'm just in the middle of writing that scene, which will be quite interesting. I was wondering if that plant was real. No. To be honest, I would quite like a real plant up here, but to be honest, this plant was up in our bathroom in a pot, in a proper clay pot, which was hung in a macrame hanger from the roof, and it just one day, just the pot fell out of the hanger. no warning, it just crashed. In fact, I don't know if I might have been on a live stream when it happened, or I was certainly down here working or writing or something. I heard it crash because the bathroom's just above this room, and it broke the pot. So I had this fake plant with no pot, and so it was just at the point that I put this shelf up, and I thought, oh well, I'll just stick a fake plant up in the background for now. It helps cover some things up. But I do have quite a lot of real plants in this office. I've got 3. I've got my big plant, my Jacques, that's what I call him, Jacques. And then I've got a spider plant that's got 2 big babies coming off it on top of my bookcase. And then a Christmas cactus, I think is the name. It's a winter flowering cactus up on top of my other bookcase up there. So I do need to get some real ones at some point. Right, should we go into the first session? I've whittled on about my plants. I love a bit of plant chat though. Maybe that's what we'll do after the first writing session. We can talk plants. I want to know what kind of house plants everybody's got in their homes. But yeah, let's do the first session and then we can go from there. Blimey. That went by very fast. Did that go by fast for anyone else? It stopped, that last piece of music stopped and I was like, well, it can't be 20 minutes, surely. And then I looked up and I was like, oh no, it is. Yeah, the timer had finished. So that's usually my indicator when I have a look and the timer is gone. I know that there's no more songs left to come. Oh, you've done your German lesson in the break. Well done, Mum. You're doing really well with German, actually, because we're friends on Duolingo, so I've seen that you've been doing really well. I have got a 999-day streak on my French. So if I do my French tonight, look, can you see that? I don't know if I should be showing you my phone. No, you can't see it anyway. I don't know if I should have been showing you my phone there. But, yeah, 999-day streak on Duolingo. Just showing off. So yeah, I'm quite excited for it to say 1,000-day streak after I've done my lesson tonight. And that was quite a productive little session, actually. I didn't write that much. How much did I write? Tools. Oh, got an itchy nose word count. Let's display word count while typing. 439 words. So, not masses in the first session, but I was just kind of getting my head into the scene. And I think that's why it went by really fast, actually, because where last week... Actually, no, last week I don't think I struggled too badly, but I was kind of struggling a little bit to get into... Like, you'll get this, for those who are on the live stream who are writers, you'll know that sometimes it feels like you almost, like, fall into your mind, you, like, fall into the story, and you can really picture the place that you're at, and you can see, at least for me, I see everything very visually in my mind's eye, so it's like a movie playing in my mind's eye, and then I'm kind of, like, writing it down as it's playing in my mind's eye, and sometimes I find that really hard, and I think either last week or the week before I was finding it really, really tough to, like, get into that mind's eye perspective, but that first session was really productive. Like, even though I only wrote 400 words, I really kind of fell deeply into it, and I'm quite excited for the next bit, so I'm kind of setting up the scene for that. So yeah, how was everybody else? I've been writing postcards and now journaling. Oh, postcards. You're not a post-crosser, perchance? I don't know what that means, Diana. I'm assuming you're asking Jill that. I don't know what that means. I like a postcard, though. I really like a postcard. Nobody gets postcards anymore. Like, I don't send postcards either. Maybe we need to get back into doing postcards. 331 days on Duolingo. That's really good as well. Really, really good. Yeah. Hi, baby. You gonna come and say hello to everybody? Yeah? Come on. Come get up on the table. Come on. He's here. Oh. There he is. What are you doing? Come on then, up you come. There he is. Oh, no. We have to have this, do we? This whole situation, yet again. Hi. Hi, beautiful. Yes, you're very lovely. Everybody likes seeing you on the live stream. Yeah, right, okay. Bear with me. Oh, 1 second, people. Let's just move the cat cam. I've decided to do this by turning it off, moving the camera, and then turning it back on again, rather than kind of faffing around, turning it round on stream, because it just didn't look very professional. So at least this way I can kind of get it properly set up. I think that'll do. Shall we see how that looks? Oh, there's a scary chin. I do not want that much of my chin on the camera, but oh well. There we go, you can see it. A pussycat face. Looks like I'm pulling his fur back, but I promise I'm not. Trying to write myself into my characters, not overly happy with what I've written, but it's a process, not a result, I guess. Yeah, it is. Some days are just harder, aren't they? And I think when you're writing yourself as well, there's a certain point where, or maybe at certain times, you find yourself like kind of getting into the kind of psychology of it maybe a little bit more than the plot, because you're writing like yourself. There's a real nostalgia to postcards. I love them, still send them to family on holiday. I like a postcard. Yeah, I think I need to do it a bit more. I think people don't tend to go into post offices as much abroad anymore, do they? Like, I wouldn't know where to get, like, even in Portugal, like, when we go to Lagos, like, I mean, I'd know where to get a stamp, don't get me wrong, I'm sure I could figure it out, but I don't know, like, writing a postcard or whatever back in the day seemed really easy, and now I'm like, but where do you find stamps now? You know? You're right. Oh, you're right. Just had a little back leg kick. Don't know if you quite saw it on the live stream there. I've started making my first quilt. I've sewn together the blocks. I thought I might carry on with that, but I've been writing. Well, I mean, writing is brilliant, but also quilting is great as well. I've toyed with the idea of making a quilt, but to be honest, I don't really need one. But I like the idea of patchworking, especially with a lot of my things that I've sewn together. I've got quite a lot of scraps left over, and so I'm like, maybe I could make like a patchwork dress or like a patchwork skirt or something, just to like have around the house, just for like, you know, because I work from home, I can just wear a lot of clothes around the house when I'm working that I wouldn't necessarily wear outside. And so I was thinking about making a patchwork dress or something like that. I'm so out of practice with writing novels that I'm struggling with getting back into a writing habit. It's a habit I need to form again, but such an unpleasant process. I feel like any habit is so hard, isn't it? Like, just trying to get back into any kind of habit after you've had a break is really hard. Just bear with me a second. I just want to... There we go. Now you can see Stanley and not me. Yeah, I feel like any habit, trying to get back into a habit is really hard. What kind of, when you say get back into a writing habit, is there a certain, sorry, that was my chair again. Is there a certain, like, number of days that you write, or a certain word count per week that you try and hit? Like, do you have a target, or is it just trying to feel like you're getting back to some regularity? Because if you're just trying to get back to some regularity, I mean, writing during these 2-hour live streams might be enough for now, for you to be like, do you know what, if that's all I commit to at the moment is 2 hours a week, then that's fine for now, and then build it up from there. Which leads on quite nicely actually to something I was going to ask everybody. There was somebody who used to come to live streams a few weeks ago, and she hasn't been for a few weeks, Kate, and she suggested setting up a Discord server, and I wondered about this, whether anybody else on the streams would be interested in a Discord server. Now, for those who don't know, Discord is basically like, it's a bit like an online chat room, but it can be private, and it can be, you know, you have to either have an invitation to come in, or they can be general public, but I think I'd rather have like an invitation that's, say, in the description box of these live streams, and so you join that way. And I think there's some, like, I don't know, there's some measures you can do to make them like a safe space. But they're places that we could maybe talk about writing on a more regular basis than just the 2 hours of the live stream. And also, I don't necessarily have to always be there. You know, you can talk to each other on the Discord and support each other if you're doing a writing stint or whatever. So let me know what you think. Oh gosh, I've missed quite a few messages, I'm sorry. I only holiday in the UK, problem solved. Yep, well, there you go. Yes, UK postcards, absolutely. I mean, I've always got stamps in my purse as well, so I find it hard. It's hard to find postcards now, yeah, People don't write them so much these days. Yeah, that's really true. Wow, I've tried making a quilt. Not easy. Big respect to all who can. Yeah, definitely. Hello all, reading Stoneyard Devotional by Charlotte Wood for my book club discussion. Amazing. Welcome in. How are you doing? Sorry, I just got a bit distracted by a helicopter there outside the window. Oh, goodness me. Just bear with me 1 second. Right, I'm back, sorry. Just had a little bit of a mental kind of pause moment there. LM Snuggles Cat, I think I've asked you this before and I'm so sorry, I will write it down now. But is there a particular name that you would like us to call you by? We can just call you Snuggles if you like. I like that, it's quite cute. But please do tell me, I'm pretty sure you've told me this before and I'm really sorry. Like I say, I'm going to write it down. I'm learning everybody's names as we go. But welcome into the live stream. I like the piecing more than all the cutting. I actually quite like cutting out. Not like massive pattern pieces. Like I've just cut out some lane pants, so trouser pieces, and have not enjoyed doing that. But yeah, I generally quite like cutting out. I haven't even got to targets. The act of writing feels so uncomfortable, so foreign right now that I'm just trying to get used to it. I'm in a position to really focus on writing now. But as I say, I'm so out of practice. It's like relearning from the ground up. I've been on these streams just staring at the page, not knowing how to even start. I get showing up is half the battle, but I'm worried I lost the ability to write the way I used to. I'm also out of a reading habit, which I think doesn't help. Do you know what? I think... yeah, showing up is half the battle, absolutely. Would it help to maybe move away from that project for a bit? Is it something within that project that you're struggling with? Maybe do some writing exercises. So I did a video on my YouTube ages ago now. It was when we were at the old house, so a couple of years ago. And it was writing was it 10 word, 100 word and 1,000 word story? It was something like that. And it really just helped me to think about the way that I was crafting and writing. And I think little exercises like that can be really, really good at just inspiring you and proving that, you know, you can write, and it's just about that practice. So taking the pressure of a blank page away. We did a couple of writing exercises in our course that we did, which is the Bronte Creative Writing Centre. I did a 12-week course with them over the autumn. I've done it for the last 2 autumns actually. And one of the writing exercises we had there was Michael, the leader of the course, showed us a picture and told us to write a scene to do with that picture, so we could decide what was happening in that picture, and then we wrote like a 300 word scene based on the photo. So you could do that. You could literally like generate an image and then write a scene based on it and just practice a little bit of the writing. I haven't seriously attempted to write a novel in nearly a decade. I've had mental health issues and a lot of life stuff to deal with. I wrote a poetry collection, but that's a different process. I mean, that's absolutely fair enough. You know, if you've had things going on, you know, mentally or with life or just with day-to-day stuff, that is absolutely fine, you know. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that and to acknowledge and take the pressure off yourself a little bit, because, and I know I can do this so much, is beat myself up if I don't do something, especially something that I'm passionate about, like writing. Yeah, had a lot of guilt attached to writing because I was doing that during a real financial struggle, and I think I associate writing with not earning and shame. I mean, the fact that you can see that, and no, it's fine, don't apologise. It's why we're here, to talk and to have a chat and be able to kind of have these kind of conversations. You know, I think that is really telling. You say you've got a lot of guilt attached to writing, because that's what I was kind of picking up a little bit there, was that there was some kind of guilt around not being able to kind of sit down regularly, or when you sit down not feeling inspired by it. You know, and I think maybe start small, start really, really small, and take the pressure off. Writing is fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something that we really, really enjoy. And I think I am guilty of, I've got to write this, I've got to make it work, and I've got to make it into a novel that I've got to option and send to a publisher and stuff. And I don't know why I need to, excuse me, can you not? I'm in the middle of making a very important point here. You know, I think sometimes I just need to remind myself that I don't need the pressure. I don't need to pressurize myself. I can just enjoy. Bear with me, sorry. Gosh, cat is annoying me. Yeah, I can just enjoy the process of crafting words, even if that is that I take a 10-word sentence and then enjoy crafting those words to make it into a 100-word paragraph or something like that. You know, and I think, yeah, you know, try not to punish yourself if you can. I know it's hard, but if you can be kind to yourself, then I think that's a big help along the way. Just catching up a little. So, Kayla's here, Regency Rumours, just as you've got to Starbucks to work. Welcome. Thank you for joining, my dear. I'm just moving the cat cam again now that he's gone, because it was giving a rather unflattering side angle of myself, and I did not want you to see that. So let's tell you what, let's turn it up, because if I do that, there we go, and get a little bit of the sunset. That's nice, isn't it? Get a nice little view of the sunset and a bit of the cat bed, and then if he comes back, we can... Oh, he's decided to start playing with his toys behind the desk. Joy. Call me Snuggles. Okay, lovely. We will call you Snuggles. I'm going to write that down. Yeah, it's just so that I know for next time. I like to be able to welcome people in by the name that they prefer to be called. And yeah, I just think it helps a bit more, be a bit more friendly. So that's why I wanted to ask. Mum, oh please, I absolutely understand mental health, so please don't punish yourself for not writing. Guilt is a wasted energy. That's so true. I think so many people will understand any kind of mental health struggles. I've had my own along the way, so yeah, this is a nice space, and we don't allow self-punishment or guilt, because we're all just trying our best. We're all just doing what we can, you know, and we need to find a little bit of the joy in the everyday as well. I really like the idea of starting small though. I attend a poetry stream on YouTube, and the prompts there really help to create something. Exactly. There you go. That's a lovely idea, to start small. Yeah, and you know, if poetry is something that has come quite naturally to you and quite easily to you in the past, then is that somewhere to start now? You know, when you're trying to get back into writing again? Do you start with some poetry? It's funny, I did the online group in autumn, and then I'm now part of the writing group, the monthly group. So we meet every Monday, we meet every month. I've got cat hair in my eye now. We meet every month, and we talk about our projects and review each other's work. And somebody sent over a project which was prose and poetry together. I'm not going to say too much about it because it's not my project to talk about, but the way that they were really uniquely blending prose and poetry together was really, really beautiful. And I don't know, maybe if that's something that you could look at doing for now. So rather than having to see a novel as something, maybe it's a case of looking at, you know, poems that are interspersed with a little bit of prose writing. Sorry, I just got distracted again because there's a spider on my ceiling. Lovely. Doesn't look to be coming towards me at the moment, but I don't mind. I mean, it's only tiny. It's only like the size of a 10p piece, so it's not a big spider, but it does seem to be slipping off the roof and dangling a little bit, which is, you know, he can stay on the roof. He's going to stay on the roof. He's going to start dangling down and falling on my head. I don't particularly want that. So excuse me if I keep looking up. I have a little bit of mild arachnophobia. I'm fine as long as they stay away from me. You know, they can live in my house, but I just don't want them on me, on my person. They invite him. So that whole thing of, this is my dance space, this is your dance space. Stay on your side and we won't have a problem. Right, stop moving now. So yeah, maybe I think we should go into the next session now, as it's nearly 8 o'clock already. I can't believe how quickly these live streams go. It must be because I'm enjoying them so much, because I really do. I really love them. So we'll get started on the next writing session at 8 o'clock. But I wonder, Nikki, if there's something like a little exercise you could try in the like that thing of you know, maybe just put into Google. What kind of prompt could you do? Donkeys on the seaside. There you go. Write a 300-word scene about some donkeys at the seaside. And just take that as a prompt and just have a go at writing something fun to do with donkeys at the seaside. And play around with it and have some fun with it. I love the silhouettes of the plant. I like the silhouettes. Do you know, it's so beautiful. Let me just show you a little bit more quickly. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I love that. It's one of the reasons why I really love summer in this office, because the sun sets out of that window on the left, and so we get these really beautiful silhouettes as well. I have quite a narrative style to my poetry writing, but I exclusively use my life as reference material. I could try and utilise some approaches to try and get things going. Yeah, I mean, yeah, any kind of, like I say, experiments or, yeah, whatever it is. I mean, is there something, like you say, in your life as a reference to do with donkeys on a beach? Don't know. Or maybe experiment with writing something completely fresh that is not drawing on your life experience, just as a test, just as a play, just as a little bit of having a little bit of an experiment, and see what comes of it. And if you hate it at the end of 20 minutes, then that's absolutely fine. You can delete it. That is the beauty of Microsoft Word now. You can just delete it if you're not happy with it. But yeah, it's 8 o'clock. So shall we go into our next session? We'll do another 20 minutes and then we'll see where we're up to. Oh, right. Back on. Oh, bye for now. Oh, my mum's gone. I don't know what point mum left. I'll message her later and say that I'm sorry I missed her going. And Diana's gone. Oh no, Diana I think is saying goodbye to my mum. Sorry about that. I was deep in writing mode and didn't notice mum saying she was leaving. Like I said, I'll message her later. She'll be absolutely fine. How many words did I write in that session? I got to the end of a chapter and I really wanted to finish to like restart the next chapter before we went into the talking session, because like I've said before, I really don't get on well with starting a brand new chapter straight away. I like to be able to just write straight into a new chapter. I can't think where I got up to. Maybe there before. So 775 words I did in that session. So I think in total, so far this stream, I have written 881 words. That doesn't feel right because I wrote about 400 before, didn't I? I must have been further down that I'd got before. So anyway, I've written 881 words in the stream so far, so I'm quite happy with that. Oh no, that's not counting. Oh, for goodness sake, that's not counting the new bit that I've just done. Sorry, 1,000. 1,010 words is what I've done. That makes sense. So 700 is what I've just done in the last session, and then I did about 350 in the session before. Not that you care that much, but yeah, I've done 1,000 overall so far, so I'm quite happy at that. It does feel like sometimes I don't think I'm necessarily overly flowering scenes. I'm not overly describing scenes. It's all kind of action that's happening, but I do feel like sometimes my pace isn't fast enough. I think it's fine for now just to get some words down on paper. It doesn't feel like anything is... I don't feel like I'm writing words for the sake of it. And I used to feel that quite a lot with the Lighthouse novel. I used to feel like I was just writing words for the sake of it, and I used to feel like they were rubbish even when I was writing them. Whereas with this, they don't feel like rubbish. They feel like quite good words that I'm writing. They feel like part of the story and the narrative, but I don't know if they'll need to be in the final edit. I guess for me, it's quite a lot about kind of setting the scene and setting the story, and then once I know that, I can kind of down level it into something shorter. Well done, that's impressive, thank you. I don't always manage to write that well. I have to say, having spoken to that legal historian a couple of weeks ago has really reinvigorated the project for me in my mind. So that's something to consider, Nikki, if you're still feeling a little bit not disheartened, but a little bit if you're still struggling a little bit to kind of get into it, is maybe see if there's like somebody that like a writer that you admire, or maybe like a coach or somebody, like a writing coach who might just be willing to have like a little chat with you, like just a 5-minute chat or half an hour or something, just to discuss kind of where you're at with your project and what you're wanting to get out of your project. Something like that might help. I think sometimes when you can talk to someone about your project and it feels more real then, and if that person especially then goes, oh, that sounds really good, then at that point you feel more inspired because somebody's told you that what you're writing sounds good, and so you feel more inspired by it. Jill is reading The Lovely Spirit by Daphne du Maurier. I love Daphne du Maurier. I love her books so much. I'll definitely have to think if there's someone I can chat with. I mean, I'm always here to chat anytime you want to. Obviously, we can talk on the live streams, absolutely. And you can always message me on Instagram if you want to talk about it any further. I'm happy to chat at any point because, like I've said before, I think imposter syndrome and doubt and guilt around not writing all hampers writers very often when we do sit down to write, and I am somebody who can get in their head so much, so I feel you on it, honestly. So yeah. Did you have a go at doing that writing exercise in that 20 minutes, or did you do something else that maybe helped with the project, or helped you kind of think about it a little bit more? So I'm just making sure that I'm still live. I am. Well, that it's still going out, which is fine. Yeah. How did it feel if you did a little bit of writing? How did that feel? Oh, dear me. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. Oh, I can hear myself on my headphones. I was like, why can I hear myself? But my little earbuds, I can hear the sound coming through from YouTube. I sat with the exercise and ended up drafting a bit of a conversation between two characters. There you go. That's amazing. That's fabulous, because that means that, you know, you've done something. You've put pen to paper. It doesn't matter if that conversation is 4 lines long or 40 lines long. You've created that from nothing. So yeah, well done. That means, you know, you've got over a hurdle. You've done something. It doesn't matter how big or little it is. It's just doing it. That is the important thing. We've lost the light here now. Unfortunately, it's gone very grey looking. We've lost the silhouette for the evening, unfortunately, and we don't have a cat. So I do feel like I might just have to get rid of the title Cat Cam, as we don't have a cat. I think with having ADHD, often having something like a challenge doesn't always work in the way you'd expect, almost a bit of a demand avoidance, if that makes sense. Yeah, totally get that. Yeah, absolutely be happy that you wrote half a page of something, even if it won't go in the... It doesn't matter if it doesn't go in the work in progress. It literally can just be about you enjoying writing words and making words. Cat hair again. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. Finding the joy in the project again. And I totally get it with the whole demand avoidance thing. I definitely am somebody who feels that sometimes. The more that something is being demanded of me, the more I'm like, I don't want to do that. But also at the same time, sometimes I work quite well with like a deadline behind me. Like, for example, these 2-hour live streams are excellent for me, because it's like, what else am I going to do during those 20-minute sessions? Like, I am a writing/book creator online. That is what my content is about. So I don't want to sit here doing something that isn't kind of tied into that. And finishing my book is a huge kind of ambition of mine. And so I use that kind of deadline, that kind of structured framework to help focus me, because otherwise I can get very distracted. Overwhelmed, and I'm tired quite a lot of the time, and I'm like, I don't want to write today, I can't be bothered, I just want to go to bed, I want to read my book, just want to go to sleep. And so this is why I really love these live streams. So thank you everybody again for coming along regularly and joining me on these live streams, because yeah, it really helps with my project, but I also just really love chatting to everyone as well, and having this lovely space every week. I've definitely lost prioritising the joy in writing. Do you know what I did as well for a while? And it was Tom, actually, that reminded me. He was like, you're supposed to be enjoying it. It's supposed to be fun. And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, where did that go? Where did the fun go? So I think that was one of the reasons why I knew the Lighthouse book wasn't working for me, because it wasn't joyful. I wasn't enjoying myself when I was writing it. It felt like a slog. It felt like something that I had to do. Whereas, even though this book is going quote unquote slow, which probably is compared to some writers, because I'm not writing every day at the moment, I'm writing once a week, it feels joyful and it feels exciting. And I wrote a little bit of like, not even like romance in that 1,000 words that I wrote this evening. Like, it was a little moment when the female character and her kind of like love interest, as will be, they kind of lock eyes, and there's a moment where she feels this like flutter of something, and I was just like, oh, I can't wait for them to like have their moment together. and then I'm kind of thinking ahead to like all of the drama I can add in, and yeah, that kind of thing is so, it's so joyful to write, and it just is a complete breath of fresh air compared to the Lighthouse novel. So it could even be something like that, Nikki. Just pop the work in progress to the side for maybe a few weeks, and just have a go at something new and see if that helps. There was I listened to the Writer's Routine podcast, which you might like if you've not listened to it before. I always find that very inspiring. It's basically a guy who interviews writers, both really well-known authors and kind of more indie writers, and talks to them about their writing routine, about how they write, the space that they write in, and how they get motivated, and this, that, and the other. And I cannot remember which writer it was, but they said that they basically cheat on their main project with a secondary project, and in order for them to be able to feel like they're constantly moving forward with their project, they will write a bit of one until they start to feel the boredom or the doubt or whatever clock in, and then they switch over to the other project, and that refreshes them, and they keep doing the next one until that starts to stall, and then they switch back to the other one. And for that gives them, that person particularly, it gives them the kind of freshness to keep it going. I'm not suggesting that might be right for you, but something to consider. I think that podcast will be really interesting. I love it so much. Yes, I usually have 2 projects on the go for that same reason. Excellent. I can't get back to making... What's Kayla saying? Sorry, I can't get back to making it a habit, and the more I put it off, the more distant it feels. I'm sure Nikki can sympathise with that feeling as well. That's kind of what we were saying. Yeah, it's that. Do you know what I don't like about it? I don't like the word habit. I think that's the problem that I have. For me, habit feels like I have to make a habit out of going to the gym. I have to make a habit out of brushing my teeth. I mean, brushing my teeth is not a habit now because I've been doing it all my life, but do you know what I mean? Like, there are certain things that, like, habit feels like something you have to do, whereas writing, the joy of writing and wanting to write regularly and work on our projects, I feel like we need another adjective. I'm not sure what that adjective is, but I feel like we need another way to describe it that isn't a habit, because I wonder if that's something that, for me, I have really struggled with regularity of anything. My mum, she's not here anymore, bless her, because she's left the live stream, but my mum would attest that I went through so many hobbies as a kid. I did everything for like 6 weeks, and then I got bored, and I wanted to move on to the next thing, and then I got bored, and then I moved on to the next thing, and then I got bored. And I think for that reason, I've always struggled with habits and regularity. And even, like, you know, I hear stories of people who, like, hyperfixate, is that the right word? Like, hyperfixate on, like, a certain meal, and they have the same meal for lunchtime day in, day out, and it's like the regularity of having the same thing to eat for lunchtime means that they don't have to think about their lunches. It kind of frees up the mental load. And I actually have also seen people who have gone out, even though they work from home, work for themselves as a freelancer, they've gone out and bought themselves a uniform so that they wear the same clothes every day to their work, to their freelance work, so that it frees up the mental load of having to choose what to wear every morning. And I love the idea of that. I love the idea of that regularity being comforting, and helping me to build regularity and regular habits. But I don't know, there's something about it that it doesn't work for me. I feel like I would push against that so quickly. And the moment that I have to make this a habit is the exact moment that my brain goes, nope, nope, I'm not interested anymore. And so, yeah, I feel that really strongly, and I'm wondering with writing whether we need a different word. Rather than habit, do we get into the writing practice? Practice feels like something quite joyful. You know, you would practice an instrument, or you would go to football practice, or you would... Yeah, that feels better, getting into a writing practice. I don't know. I'm just going mad. I might be going slowly mad, and I might be vastly overthinking this in my own little brain. But I do think sometimes the way that we frame things that we choose to do in our mind, the way that we frame it, even if we're just talking to ourselves mentally, I think it can have a big impact. Just going to whet my whistle with some Diet Coke. I'm glad I finished that actually, because it's getting a bit late to be drinking Diet Coke. I need to turn my fan off now as well. I really struggle to form a habit or routine. My brain actively fights it. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel as well. It is really hard if your brain is the type that can't do that, just can't get into a regular pattern of something. Yes. Shall we do another writing session? Because that'll take us more or less up to 9 o'clock. Oh, hold on. Usually if it's something I enjoy, it's easier. I think in this situation, because I'm not writing as well as I was the last time I was writing regularly, it's not as enjoyable. Yeah. Might be worth thinking about, like I say, the project, and if the project is the thing that's maybe not enjoyable at the moment. I'm only saying that from my own experience of as soon as I switched from The Lighthouse into the new novel, it was like someone had switched a light on, because I was getting to the point with the Lighthouse novel where I was like, I don't think I can write. I don't think I'm a very good writer. I don't think I'm a very good storyteller. Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing. And then as soon as I just said, you know what, I'm going to put that aside and start something new, it just felt like a breath of fresh air. So I don't know if that might help a little bit. But yeah. Shall we go into the last session? Oh, I said that very posh then, didn't I? Shall we go into the last session? I don't know why I'm doing this little head bob. Let's go into the last writing session, and then we can come together at the end and just have a summary, see how we feel at the end of the live stream. It's definitely not going on my head. It's not the project, as I've been rotating through projects and I've realised the act of writing is the issue, not the project. Right. I mean, that's got to be tough. That's got to be tough. Something that you really enjoy. That has got to be tough to be trying to kind of work through that. Yeah, maybe have a listen to the podcast, that writing routine podcast, and see how they write, see how other people write. Are you part of any writing clubs or writing groups? The one that I'm part of is, I think it's £25 a month. But I know that there are free writing groups you can join. Local ones, in-person ones, or you can do them online. You know, sometimes just having other people to talk it through with, and people who you can kind of share your project with, so you can go to and you can read sections out to each other and get feedback on your work, because it's all well and good as kind of talking about it here, but when you share your work in a writing group, they might say to you, this is fine, this is great, you know, it's a lot better than what you think it is, and that can have a really big impact as well. Anyway, let's go into the last session and then we'll have another catch up at the end. There we go. I've finished the last writing session and there's a pussycat in his bed, which means that it's very close to the camera. How did we all get on with that? Did we enjoy that session? What did you go up to, Nikki, during that? And has anybody else been writing, or what have you been up to during that last 20-minute session? I did some more writing. Let's see what I'm up to now in total for this live stream. 1,500 words, 1,552 words I have done this stream, so I am very happy with that. Again, I don't really feel like much has happened in that 1,500 words, but it's kind of, it has continued the story, and I've got my main character now to the place that she is, where she's meeting this new supplier, and she's going to have a conversation with him, and he's going to be very supportive of her, and they're going to kind of broker this new kind of experimental relationship, because he's got this new product, she needs a product that is what he's selling, but his is so he's very new to making this product, and she needs someone to sell that product to her, and so they come into a little bit of a not an alliance, but they hope together that it's going to be like a mutually beneficial agreement. She will supply his product, or he will supply his product into her inn, and then hopefully if people like it, then he can get more his supply into more inns in the area, and she's hoping that it'll be worthwhile because she gets a good deal, and also because he is willing to trade with the woman, and so she's happy because of that. So yeah, I just need to write that. I've got to the point where she's literally just explaining. Oh, I was looking at the wrong page. I just got to the point where she's just explained the pickle that she's in, and the fact that she needs this supply within the next day or two. So yeah, that was quite good. Oh, Jill needs to go. Okay, Jill, thank you so much for joining the live stream. I'll see you next week. Enjoy North Wales. Just carried on the conversation I was doing in the previous session. Not much, but something, absolutely. The fact that you were able to kind of come out of it to have a conversation and then jump back into it again is a really good sign, because it means that you're able to kind of dip out and dip back in again, which is really good. Kelly got a good bit of tidying and sorting done this evening, but lost momentum in the last session. Happy with what I got done though. It's nice hanging out with you all. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is a long time, isn't it? If you're doing it for like the full 2 hours as well, and not just doing it in the 20-minute sessions. So, yeah, definitely well done for that. I think as well, once the light properly dips, at that point it's like you do kind of slow down. I felt myself kind of slowing down. Like, for example, I wouldn't keep on writing now after the stream. It's 9 o'clock. I've worked all day, and I've written what I've written. 1,500 words in 60 minutes in effect, because it's 3 20-minute sessions. I'm really happy with that. And I'm finishing in the middle of a scene, so I can pick it up next week, so I'm really happy with that. So yeah, I hope everybody's enjoyed the live stream. Please do remember you can like the stream, and you can also hype the stream if you're watching on mobile. So if you are happy to do those two things, please, that would be a huge help for me. And yeah, you can find more of these videos on demand if you've enjoyed this particular one. If anybody's lurking who maybe hasn't watched before, you can always watch more of these on demand, or you can join us next week. I'll be here. Actually, am I here next week? I think I am. I think next week I'm here, but then I think it's the week after that I'm not. Let me just have a quick look at my own website. Which is actually what I should tell you, really. If you go to charlottefinessewriter.co.uk, you can find the full live stream schedule. I always put the next 12 weeks of dates up on there. So yeah, the 4th of August, so next Tuesday I am live streaming, but then the following week, the 11th of August, I'll be taking a week off because Tom's parents are here to stay. And so I'm not going to live stream that evening. So yeah, we will be here next week. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, I'm really happy. And Nikki, thank you. I am really happy with that progress tonight. Yeah, really, really happy with how those scenes are coming along. Yeah, part of me now is like, I wish I could do more. I wish I could write more every day, but I've got to remember, even small steps move forward. So yeah, I'm keeping that in my mind. So yeah, thanks again everybody for joining. Thank you everyone who chats. Thanks to Nikki and Kelly and Diana and everybody that's been in the Snuggles who popped in for a little bit, and anybody who's lurking. Thank you, Kayla, who popped in for a bit. Thanks so much for joining and for chatting. And yeah, I'll pop this on the end screen now. Listen to our outro music. But thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. And I will see you next Tuesday. Okay, bye guys.